Exactly in 8 minutes, that is past 9 a.m. You're still watching Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Babriji, and of course with Masi Katsumi, as we are going to be driving you all the way in the last hour. That is of the show, and a number of discussions are going to be coming up. Like I told you before, that we shall be taking a look at, regardless of what we saw, depending on the forecast, which seemed to be a little bit scary, most especially for the low-income earners, small business and intermediaries. We are definitely going to be seeing what is the way forward in there. But still, very importantly, which I want you to notice that all these discussions here on the show are proudly powered by Zabo, which is a platform from Maltex, which enables you to actually buy government bonds and securities for a fee of just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Yes, so the markets on this platform always open every 8:15 a.m. up to 3:15 p.m. Monday up to Friday, apart from the weekends on the public holidays. Now here, you simply dial *292#, which is the code, and you will be able to buy government bonds and securities for a fee of just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, yes, like I told you, the market's open at 8:15 up to 3:50. Now, the bonds are cheap as 15,000 Ugandan shillings, so you can still choose to invest more than 15,000. But Zabo tells you, well, bring what you have, let us grow together. And now that's why Zabo comes out and boldly and confidently and tells you that, well, it's my money, it's my future. And also East Africa tells you that you need to do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Yes, so, Masi, economic outlook for 2023, the last 3 months, we saw in the past, actually in the Business Insight, majority of the outcomes are a little bit scary. Inflation to stay at 10%. Talking about the inflation, can I call it the central bank rate? Actually, yeah, GDP expected to slow around 4%. And I will see something had to do with inflation expected to reach 10%. That is in the third quarter. And also another scary aspect is a reduction in foreign direct investment.
Yeah, like we were talking about it last week. The foreign direct investment reasons as to why most, foreigners are not actually investing into our country.
In our country.
Yeah, but of course, I must say the last quarter of the year is always the busiest. It's always the busiest. That is when most people actually get more money. If you realize, that is when, it's the end of the year, people are making more
heading
money.
into the festive season,
and
definitely.
Of course, for most people, November is always the Black November. Things are on discount.
Things are on discount.
Things are on discount.
But actually, I want to understand, at times they're on discount, at times they're expensive in terms of, because people know that. People need to buy these things. They're on demand. Actually, I remember I was with somebody, I used to monitor them when they were doing their business. And January is always the worst for most of the traders because, of course, majority of the possible have spent
during the festive.
So they are broke. Now, this person told me, right now, you can actually come and tell somebody this costs this, and they're willing to go. But he told me, a time is going to come and I can actually dictate my price and I'm not going to say a word because I know this is on demand. And they actually, make money, and that's why in most cases.
But anyway, you see, for the last quarter, you realize that when we get close to December, there is a lot of competition because now most people are planning for the festive, bringing in staff people use for the festive. So there is a lot of competition. So you as a business person has to make sure that you benefit. Either you lower your cost a little bit, or you risk and raise the price.
You risk and raise the price. Interesting.
Because at the end of the day, you have competitors. Your neighbor has this, the same thing that you actually have. So there's a lot of competition. So you have to make a difference as a business person, as a company, or as whichever industry you're in, to make sure that you get something out of it. Because I believe now, starting from October till November, people are working tirelessly to make sure by December they have what is required for the festive because people have to go, to the village. But of course, you realize in those days, things are expensive. Maybe transport is a little bit hiked for those that travel up country. So anyway, I just believe there is a lot of preparation that has to be done in the last quarter.
In the last quarter.
Of the year, this month, October, November, till December, and maybe save a little extra for January.
Okay. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we are now looking at what is the way out for the businesses to actually make it to the third quarter after seeing the forecast on a macro perspective being quite a little bit devastating in that way. Now, of course, there is some aspect here to do with reducing the costs of production, as we know that businesses actually, you can operate at by cutting unnecessary expenses. For example, travel, entertainment, and non-essential staff. They can actually also negotiate lower prices with suppliers and vendors at the same time. Probably at this point in time, let's take a look at the possibilities. What is the way out? How can you actually survive these? We have just a table down there for you, of course, listing down for you as a business person how to get through the last quarter. I request we can have that as we proceed with this discussion. Now, of course, there is businesses can improve their efficiency in there. No, actually, that is for exports. We need, it's not that one, actually. It's not that one. There is the other one. There is the other one. That will come in later on. Perfect. Now, solutions to bolster business enhancement in the next quarter. Now, of course, these are factors that we are going to base on actual writings from famous institutes, most especially those that have done a study on Uganda. How can businesses survive in Uganda? Now, the World Bank revelation clearly says that businesses in Uganda can supercharge savings with up to a jaw-dropping 30% reduction in energy costs. That is through survey energy efficiency investments. Now, this is a McKinsey's productivity elixir. He says that brace yourself with a productivity surge. And he says that Ugandan businesses can actually achieve eye-popping 20% growth by smartly streamlining operations and embracing automation. Now, automation is something that has actually been, it's something we are adopting as a country, though the penetration rate is at a slightly like 8% penetration. Now, this is, it says automation of activities, automation of operations. From that perspective, one of the ways, because when you automate, you will have faster production, you will be able to produce faster, and at the end of the day, you can be able to, make some good money. Now, this is something, now there is something here still to do with the trade gold mine, which tells you clearly that unlock your business's true potential. Ugandan enterprises that export goods and services can ignite their sales with explosive 50% boost, reveals the International Trade Center. Remember, we are looking at what are the solutions for the outlook. How can businesses actually survive in the last quarter? And there is the aspect of exports, if businesses focus on exports. But there is a contradiction here when you actually see this, that we saw that in our report for the outlook, there is anticipation of a reduction of exports. So now that is contradicting with this. But still, we want to understand, despite that there is likely to be a decline of Uganda's exports, how can we force ourselves onto the market? How do we force our exports to actually get into the market and we make this money really quick and amazing? So we shall be definitely having that discussion later on as a result of that. But now, as we are still proceeding with the solutions to bolster that is business enhancement in the next three quarter, something here to do with the market domination secrets. Of course, according to the Uganda Investment Authority, spills the beans here, as businesses in Uganda can size up to 30% more market share by unleashing innovation and crafting new products and services. So innovation, of course, with innovation comes with new products and services. Yes, a number of companies have actually come up with solutions to help businesses run their operations. You can actually realize how fast it is when you use technology to enhance your development. Now, something in here, lastly, to do with the customer base amplification. Of course, telling you that prepare for a customer influx, definitely. Now, we see that the Uganda Chamber of Commerce underscores the potential for businesses in Uganda to expand their customer base by a solid of 20% through strategic investments in marketing and sales.
Well, talking about that, actually, I was really seeing it for the last quarter. Actually, that if you realize, taking interest on watching TV, that is when most people invest in marketing. Adverts,
exactly, marketing.
Radio, TVs, every social media platform, they are marketing.
True.
So more money for those that are into media and other platforms. So definitely that is one strategic move of making sure that your business is known and you get more customers for yourself. And of course, another thing I would actually advise people to do is offering holiday promotions. Very, very key now. And of course,
holiday promotions.
Yeah, no, discount. Offer people a discount. Okay. If you see, like I've told you now, Black November is always a month for discounts. Whether Jumia, whether Safe Border, whether whatever, it's usually a discount. So that you get more customers coming. They're like, oh, anyway, I usually go to maybe Carrefour or this supermarket, Black Friday, Black November, there is always discount. So that is when, have you noticed Black Friday, people are always at the door waiting for opening time. And I'll tell you what, people make more money on that day than the rest of the year.
Wow, interesting. Strategic, that is investments in marketing and sales.
Imagine a phone was at 1 million, it's now at 800,000. That's a discount of 20%.
Big one, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So that is one of the ways you could actually, marketing campaigns, your public or holiday promotions, and of course, not forgetting to plan ahead. Plan for your top customers. That is where the big money is. For me, I'm actually, I'm much more majorly on the small scale and the small medium enterprises because these are the people, our day-to-day people. These are the people that give us, the downtown. That is where most people go for shopping. So advertise your things. Go on social media, display your things. This is what people can see. If you've been selling at a dress at 25,000, you sit at how much? 20,000. You have numbers. So if I buy at 20,000, I'll be like, you know what? I bought a dress at Macy's. It's at 20. They're affordable. So I'll have a bunch of people coming in to buy for you.
To buy for you.
So this is at the time you have to be strategic enough so that by the end of December, by December when clocks festival season, you have a bag with you.
We have a bag with you. Rightly said
and
there.
I'll even some to spare for the next year in January because I believe January squeezes a lot of people because the spending is done in the previous month in December. So how about we learn the saving culture?
Okay.
So that we don't cry in the beginning of year and we do not have money or you can cut costs for the meantime. If you've been going for holidays, spending on, family trips, you could decide, how about we plan for one big event, for the festive and go with family.
You go with family.
Yeah, because life has to go on. It doesn't stop with the festival. It doesn't stop with the last quarter of the year. There is also the next year that you'll have to account for. So definitely plan ahead. That is one thing I would give for my people who have small, medium enterprises. Plan ahead. Know your customers. Give them a holiday. Have a discount for them. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. And of course, we've been looking at the solutions on how businesses can actually bolster. They can improve their operations in the last 3 months of the year, despite what we've seen in the outlook. But of course, majority of these, can I say, advisors, they could be advisors, are coming in from the different organizations. We've seen something from the Uganda Revenue Authority, something from the Uganda National Chamber of Commerce. There is Uganda Trade, the World Trade Center, actually also commenting on this, and majorly it's on automation of tasks. You know, and this doesn't just operate for the last for the last quarter of the year, but these are actually like remedies for you to survive in a time where there is a recession. You know, automation of operations, innovation, introducing new products, export. You know, is something which is very key, but of course, which we see that is also being affected, and so many more aspects which are related to that. Well, we come to the end of this discussion for now. It's exactly 23 minutes past 9, and just to remind you that all these conversations are proudly brought to you by Zabu, which is a platform from Alltex, which just make your trading experience much more easy and friendly. Now, for you to participate in this market, it's quite very simple. You dial *292#, which is the code, and when you dial this, you'll be led to actually buy bonds and securities with just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Yes, can you imagine? That is something very friendly. But of course, you can still choose to invest more than that. Zabu says, well, bring 15,000 Ugandan shillings and let's grow together. Now, that's why Zabu comes out and confidently tells you that it's our money, it's our future. It's my money, it's my future. Yes, or it can't be our money. You know, it's our, because it's our money. We are investing. It's our future. And Alltex East Africa tells you that we need to do something new for ourselves come 2023. Well, at this point in time, at 24 past 9, we'll take a break and we shall be coming to wind this up. And the major topic of discussion this time around is going to major on how can we actually force our exports into the export market despite projections of decline. There is a way out. Stick around.